Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, this is a scaffold plank, and you can recognise that by the metal strip there. And this has been in the ground for about 5 years that I can recall, and that's what happens to them when they get absolutely waterlogged. So me and the granddaughter, we've tidied this area up, and I've put a new piece of wood in, just a bit of scrap timber, and we've got rid of the beetroot that went to seed. That's hanging up to dry. That was also going rotten, and we've tidied this up, and this is where the alliums are going this year. As you know, we're doing a lot of new things. So here is the elephant garlic. Not sure whether I spent elephant right, but I know what it means. And these are the little ball blits that were at the bottom of the garlic. They're the garlic cloves. They're what I'm calling the garlic rounds, the ones that didn't actually split, didn't get big enough. And in that packet there is a mail call from William Coleman, gardener and Allotment. He's asked me to try that garlic here and see how it does in the UK. And then we've got the Leeks, which are in the polytunnel at the moment. It's a nice day. We're not due any frost now for a week or so, and the garlics come out the fridge. So let's get these all set out and see how many leeks we can end up planting once we've got the main crops in. So at the front here we've got William Coleman's garlic, and I'll be saving these packets to reuse. And sometimes the roots will start poking out once you've actually frozen them, put them in the fridge. They want to be planted twice the depth. So it's better just to set them all out. This is quite fluffy at the minute, so I will just help it down. I'll get the rest of those in, and the next rows, the next 4 rows are the elephant garlic cloves, and the far side are the garlic rounds, as I call them, and hopefully they'll split this year. That's those in, and now we move on to the leek pips. We'll just get a closer view of these. So these actually came from, you might just be able to see there, these fine, may as well take that out now, from the seed heads. Now you can see I planted that again, and we've got even more coming off, and there's some lovely white roots there. So that's where these came from. They were the little pips that were in the top. I did have some red and Kelsey ones, but I was too slow in doing anything with them and they rotted off. So the usual way, these will go into a bucket of water now to wash off all the compost, and I've got enough room in this bed now to plant it, more than enough that we'll need. But these are what I've saved, so these haven't cost me any money again this time, and they're Musselburgh. Lovely root growth, plenty of worms. So all we do is put it in the bath and wash out all the compost. This way we don't damage the roots too much. And pardon, the water is cold. I'll bring you back shortly. Yeah, I'll get in there slowly I think a job you really need to rush, but they do break apart really well, and this is the first time I've grown them from the pips, so I'm not sure how they'll do. If we treat them with neem oil, as soon as the moth comes back, then hopefully we should get a reasonable amount of decent leeks. We don't use that many, mainly for the winter stews, and yet these are going in early. We'd only normally be planting them now, but hey ho, they're ready to go. Get these finished off and see what we've got. So all we do, I've got an old spade or a fork that I found with the bottom off, and I have been actually doing them deeper than what I would normally, because I want to see if I can get them blanched a bit more. Now some people cut the roots off and cut the tops off. I'm not bothering, even though they are a bit tatty, and we just get those in as far as we can, and then we don't fill them in. All we do is a wee drop of water, which pushes the roots right down to the bottom, and it's supposed to stop the soil or compost getting within the leek, so you get all those gritty bits. So I'm going to water all these in now, and just as a backup, just in case I lose those leeks, I'll put these in the ground here. And they can carry on growing away, and at least I'll have something to fall back on. I can always sow again January and February anyway, but that means I've got to use the seeds I bought. Oh dearie me. So now it's the turn of the broad beans. I think these are Bunyards Exhibition, and I'm just going to pop them in there. I'm just prepping the ground a little bit now. This has had manure on it the previous year, but in the screen there you can actually see 2 lots of peas. Now if they're Bill and Val's special peas, the ones that I really liked, so I'm going to see if they overwinter. So I'll just finish raking this out. I'll now space them out evenly across the bed to how many I've actually got. These haven't got, I'll say too big, but there's the taproot. So we've got very little growth, but the taproot's already out the bottom. So that's having a real good start. There's a few left in the box. Keep them for spares, just in case anything does happen to them. And as you can see there as well, the roots do come out of the sides of the cardboard. Really healthy plants. I like to do it that way, and the roots out the bottom as well. And having the soil down the sides of the tubes as well just helps keep everything nice and moist. Well, that's that little job done. I think I'm going to put some bottle tops over them for now, the same as Allotment does. He plants his seeds in the ground and then covers them over with the bottle. But I've got to get some coffee grounds down and some eggshells, and I'm going to put a netted protection in case the pigeons decide they want to have a little nibble. The mice shouldn't touch these now. This will just help keep the slugs off and the birds for now until I can get everything done, as long as I don't trap a slug inside. These fruit bottles, I've used these several times now, so I've done my little bit until I do need to throw them away. Well, hopefully now I've got all my overwintering plants in. So they're the Broad Beans, Bunyards Exhibition. We've got the Leeks from Musselburgh, and they're from the pips. We've got the elephant garlic rounds, the elephant garlic cloves that did split eventually, and Williams garlic there, so we want to see how that gets on. And the little ball blitz are in that tub. They can grow, they'll take moisture out of the ground. And in the middle there we've got the pips from the Musselburgh seed head. So let's hope I've got all that right and see how they actually do over this winter. Well, thank you very much to everybody who leaves a comment. Please don't forget to thumbs up. Thumbs down is just as good as a thumbs up. It's all interaction, and I do enjoy replying to the comments, and thank you very much for those who do support me by watching my videos from start to finish. I do really appreciate it. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. And if you really have to, then hit that subscribe button, and don't forget the bell.